pitch what you want, but Lobo has to be in it. Like, you have to find a way to get Lobo in there.
Bullshit.
Milly, first of all, which was harder, learning Kryptonian or High Valyrian?
I think Kryptonian, given the content of what the scene demanded, you know what I mean? For the High Valyrian scenes in House of the Dragon, there was kind of a playfulness. It was more conversational. I was working with the lovely Matt Smith. So yeah, I would say the Kryptonian is because of the kind of emotional content of that scene.
Just on a side note, that scene blew me away. The Kryptonian scene that she did in the film. It's 100%. Like, it is an incredibly emotional scene.
Yeah.
And to be able to act that with a make-believe language and have that nuance and complexity, you made it look so easy.
Thank you.
I will always remember that day.
You previously said you knew you had to take the role because it was really scary. So what helped you deal with that scariness and find safety in playing Kara?
I think once we started shooting and I understood the film that we were making, because there's always that thing when you start a new job is you read the script and you kind of have your own imagination of what the words on the page will come to life as. And then when I stepped onto set with Craig and with everyone, very quickly we created this really wonderful collaborative community. It felt like we were making an independent film and just had like a lot of money to do it. So I think that's kind of when I found it and found my groove, and everybody who worked on this job was just like pure joy.
Jason Momoa said playing Lobo was a dream come true and he's absolutely amazing in the movie. But what made him the perfect choice for the role? And how did his background as Aquaman impact that decision?
His Aquaman background did not impact the decision at all, but it was, I don't think there was ever a discussion that it was going to be anybody other than Jason. My first meeting with Peter and James, they're like, it's Jason, right? He'd been wanting to do this for 15 years. He encapsulated it so beautifully. It's like the gregariousness that he has, the enthusiasm, the intimidation. It's all like right there, and he was fearless in terms of his performance, and seeing these two guys together was some of the most fun we had on set.
And Lobo is not in the comics.
No.
Even though Tom King had originally planned to bring him into the story. So what was behind the decision to bring him into the film?
It was totally brought to me. So it was brought to me by James and Peter. They said, this is the comic and we want to make a movie that is based on this, you know, kind of have at it, do what you want, pitch what you want, but Lobo has to be in it. Like, you have to find a way to get Lobo in there. And so I was a little intimidated and overwhelmed by that because he's a really iconic character, and it would be sort of the first time that we were presenting this character to the world. But also I knew that Woman of Tomorrow was based on the movie True Grit. And there is a third character in True Grit, the character that Matt Damon plays. And so I realized that if I used that as sort of a template, there was room for Lobo, and that's kind of how I started it.
And you did an amazing job, by the way.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
And we know Superman plays a very important part in Kara's life, but this story is still about breaking the myth that Supergirl is his female version. So how was David's role crafted here in a way that it didn't overshadow this emancipation?
I think it was as scripted to start with. Milly's character is so well defined and so clear and so her own person that it really did feel like Superman was visiting, and that there was this, even though they're cousins, there was this immediate sibling dynamic that was so relatable, and she could very quickly put him in his place, which I loved. It's like he was on the back foot for most of the movie.
And how was the process of balancing the naturally epic scale of superhero movies with the vulnerability of the story we saw in the comics?
The vulnerability and the character is always where I start. And the comic was helpful, obviously, in sort of just like the grand scheme of the story and the planets. And so I used that a lot, but then I also really, when I'm writing, I just think about the character and the story, what the journey I want to put her on, and what is going to be the most impactful to her, and what is going to get her to the end of the movie. So it kind of all comes from that for me.
What do you think made the Woman of Tomorrow comics the perfect choice to show this new version of Supergirl in the movies?
Yeah, well, there's so many things. One is I think it's true to canon. It's true to who she is. It's true to her backstory. And I think it balances this sort of messy, flawed character that has an edge, but it also, I think, has a big heart. And I think it has a lot of emotion in it and a lot of a story about these two young women. So I think that it's like, it's not just one thing, it's many things.
What was the biggest challenge in adapting a comic miniseries to the cinematic narrative?
The biggest challenge is all of the things that you can't use, for various reasons. But because a comic run is much longer than the run of a movie, of course. It would be a whole television series probably. And also some things you can't use because of tone or this or that or because of the larger audience. And so you have to take things away while still maintaining the heart of the story. So that's definitely the hardest part.
You have ties to Brazil.
Yes.
So what's it like to be here promoting a project as special as Supergirl?
It's incredible. I actually never thought that I would be a part of something big enough that they would bring me to Brazil. It's too big for words, it's emotional, it's a dream come true, but also a dream I didn't even think I could have. And what's really also exciting is that Milly and Craig and Peter, they have never been here. And so for me, it's really fun to sort of watch them experience Brazil for the first time, and the food and the people and the drinks and the joy. And so actually that's been the best part.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Ana.
Thank you.
My shout-out.
My shout-out, of course. I've always said that.